All right, so the next thing on the docket is PlayStation latest business ventures with their hardware. Now, they got the PSVR 2, they got the Project Q handheld, and rumor has it they got a new PS5 Pro coming out in the near future. Now, me personally, I don't like reporting on rumors, but let's just say it's true. What the hell are they doing with their money? This is ridiculous. I mean, with the PSVR 2, it's dope hardware. It's the best of the VR, what VR offers all around from every other company as well. They're the best at it, right? But unless they know they're gonna have not that many people to adopt the system, adopt the peripheral or the add-on, they gotta know this not gonna do well, especially with VR 2. I mean, you launch this at a damn near $600. $600. The base system just with no games. Hopefully you already got games to go with it. It's 550. That's basically $600. Then you got a bundle for the Horizon. You couldn't even bundle the game in for free. You had to make extra money off of it and bundle it at 600. I mean, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you. If you got the VR and you want to at least get a good amount, let's say 10 games, because VR games are not that long. Let's be honest, VR games for the most part are not long at all. But let's just say 10 games. That's around $800. Hopefully, some of the games you get a free you get the free VR version of the game, but some of them you got to pay for it. Some of the games not even a free add-on. It's just like a separate base game, right? So I don't understand what they're doing with the VR 2. Honestly, if they drop the price to $400 or they put it on sale during Black Friday, they can't even put this thing on sale for 500 or 450. They gotta put both versions of this peripheral on sale for 400 to get people to come to it more and more and more, because the sales can't be doing that good. I mean, if you really want this peripheral to succeed, the game's got to sell, right? You can't just sell the peripheral and think it's going to do numbers and think it's going to succeed without the games doing it. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. I remember when the PS3 first released, they sold that system at a loss. I think it's almost $200. Every system they sold at a loss because they're going to get their money back on the games being bought on their system, because they always get a percentage. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they get a 30% percentage of every game sold on their console because of the license and whatever to their hardware or their software. They need to go ahead and do the same thing for the VR2, because they don't do the same thing for the VR2. They don't drop this price. They don't bundle the system in, the peripheral in with a bunch of games, or at least 2 games, or at least 3. This is gonna fail. This is gonna fail, and I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they kind of hope it does fail. Maybe they just hope that people will still pick up the device, even though it's pretty expensive to get yourself into. But man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really see this being successful. And then I honestly give it like another year. I give it another year. I'm gonna give it to the end of next year. They don't drop the price or anything. This is gonna flop pretty bad, and technically this already has flopped. The sales ain't doing that good. And if the sales ain't doing that good, I mean the games are not doing that good. So developers seeing that the games on the system or on the peripheral is not selling properly, they're gonna stop making it for it. So I don't know what to say. If I was the lead of Sony right now or PlayStation, I would just drop the price to 400. I was calculate the loss and just hopefully to make it back up in software sales. And let's bring this topic back over to the PlayStation Q handheld. PlayStation handhelds has been a big part of my life, from the PSP to PSP Go to the Vita. And the Vita bit coming out in 2013 and getting news of a new handheld coming, you're getting excited. You're like, man, Sony, PlayStation is finally getting back into the handheld market, right? And the Project Q is what they got to offer. This is ridiculous. This is just outright ridiculous. You would think instead of coming out with a streaming device, they would actually go in there and try to make a physical a device where you can play physical hardware, just have at least digital downloads. Of course, you're gonna have digital downloads, and it can stream. But apparently, you need a PlayStation 5 to use the PlayStation Q. If you don't have a PlayStation 5, you can't even use the PlayStation Q. As far as I'm concerned, that's just outright dumb, idiotic. It's just brain dead. It's just brain dead. Who? I mean, I seen some people saying, "Oh, when somebody's using the TV in my family, one of my family members or friends or whatever is using the TV, I can hop on a Project Q and play the games on the PlayStation." I'm like, I hope you got good internet. I hope you don't see it's because the streaming stuff is not there still. It's not there. It's just not there. You're gonna most likely have issues using it. I think it's just dumb. I just think it's just so dumb. Out of all the things you can do, you can make a Steam Deck competitor. You can make a Nintendo Switch competitor. As a person who still plays the Vita, who still has his PSP Go laying around, you could have literally made a real proper handheld. But besides doing that, you want to come up with the Project Q, a streaming remote play device. My God, Sony, PlayStation, this is just dumb, man. This is ridiculous. I can't even believe this, man. I mean, y'all guys could at least invested in a portable PC handheld where you guys, since your guys are already putting games on your first party games on PC, you might as well just create yourself your own launcher and put your launcher on of course on the web or whatever, and be able to have your launcher on like the Steam Deck or on the Rogue Ally, and you can have your trophies and your data and your games can all carry over to the launcher, and you can basically do something like that. But instead, you do the Project Q. Jesus Christ, man! Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This is going to be a flop. I can see how you can download games on here. It could be successful, but needing a PlayStation 5 to even use it, I can understand with the VR2 needing the PS5, but the Project Q, Jesus Christ, man, this is a flop. This is dumb. I hope some people are happy to get it, to use it, but I'm not getting this, man. This is a waste of money. I can't believe they even thought about doing this. Terrible. Just downright terrible. So, another thing talking about hardware for them is apparently they got a new PS5 coming out, which is the PS5 Pro. Now, every console generation always get like a revision, just get better. Not I wouldn't say better hardware or just a better design and a better vending system and more reliable hardware. But there's only been one real generation where there was like a mid-gen refresh, and that was with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. That was the only generation where there was really a powerful upgrade in the generation. Because usually all the other times it's just revise the system and make it more reliable to use and last longer. That's what they always did in their generation. So if they came out with a better version of that, I can understand it. But to come out with a more powerful PS5, it's dumb. Unless you're telling me the developers are going to be able to run a game, you're going to be able to run the game at 4K 60 frames per second at the same time, and the games actually look extremely realistic and better than the current games on the PS5 hardware. Okay, I can slightly see it. Also, are the games going to be able to run load in faster? I can slightly see it. But overall, let's be honest, we're not going to see none of that. We're not going to see any of that, to be fair. Every time you come out with new hardware from these companies, they promise this and they promise that. We get this, you get that. But when you get the system, it's always a letdown. Like, yes, you can see minor improvements, but I thought I was told day one that you're gonna. I mean, there's literally 8K on the goddamn PS5 box. Not a single. I think there's only one game, and it's a pixel game, a 2D pixel game that can run in 8K. I don't even know why they got that even on the box. It's so dumb. Like, it's so misleading. In theory, it can do 8K, but let's be honest, it's not doing 8K. It's just not. Why aren't your first party games in 8K? It's just ridiculous. I think they know people's gonna buy it no matter what. I think this device for people who already got the PS5, I will say if it does come out, like I said, I don't like reporting on rumors, but if it does come out, just stay with your regular PS5. I mean, unless you just got the money to upgrade and you don't care, cool. Because this seems like something for people who would buy a new iPhone every year. If you buy a new iPhone every year, I can see you buying a PS5 Pro. Because it just doesn't make sense. As a person who had the PS5 day one, I am completely satisfied with my system. Unless I'm going to really see major big improvements with this PS5 rumor hardware coming out, I could care less. And it's not. I mean, what they're going to promise us now? It's just going to be a bunch of baloney. Because at the end of the day, these studios apparently are getting overworked. They can't really still do what they want to. I don't know. I don't know. I could care less. But if they do come out with it, I think it would be a dumbass thing to do. It'd be pretty dumb. I don't need a PS5 Pro. The generation don't need a PS5 Pro. It's already good enough. Same thing with the Xbox. If they ever come out with a mid-gen system for the series systems, it wouldn't make sense. It just wouldn't make sense.